Brought to you by RCO Network. Good people, better business. Discovering the best of you. I'm here. We're here every Thursday at the 5 o'clock hour, getting personal, talking to innovators and exploring what it's like to be an entrepreneur. We'll be talking, we're taking questions live, so if you hit those questions, comments, put them on the bottom, because that's what we do. We engage with some of our people out there who are moving and shaking in this environment we call entrepreneurship. So if you like what you're seeing, hit the like buttons and give us some love. If you're on YouTube right now, hit the subscribe button and keep your thumb busy with that like button too. So since Kelsey's not here today, I get to embark upon this journey all by myself, and I'm sharing some space, but I'm going to go ahead and do the reads anyway, because what else am I doing? So if you where am I at? If you click that button here on Facebook, smash that subscribe button. You can find us here at Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Go to rconetwork.com for more information about marketing business and sponsorships during these broadcasts. I've already revealed who we're doing. So, like I said, Kelsey's not here this week or today or whatever. It's 5 o'clock, and so we get to talk to some very interesting guests in studio. So we're here with Studio 110, and I would like to introduce the fellers over here at Intangible Media. Hello, senors. There's Steven.
Hey, how you doing?
And then I got Freddie. And,
how we doing?
And, oh my God, John.
Hey, how's it going?
So, got everybody there. I should do a close-up one, but as we're talking, we're all here. Steve, hello.
Hey.
So, I met you a while ago when I came to Work Cutie and discovered you were building websites, right?
Yeah, building websites, designing them from scratch, and just kind of helping out any company, including the ones just around me.
Yeah, and then it kind of developed into something a little bit bigger, right? It developed into kind of this broadening out of just doing and developing websites to what?
Really, just any form of media. I mean, I've always had this dream of what if we can make a company that can make anybody with an idea in the capital legitimate and as close to perfection as possible. So the fact that I did websites, that was one key component. So I knew I needed a couple other people to fill other needs that I couldn't provide. And that's really what came to and what helped Intangible Media come today. Those other components besides just websites.
So and you met a couple guys, and if you want to introduce these guys next to you here.
Yeah. So I guess to your left or maybe to your right, I don't know how the camera's all set up, but the shorter person here is Freddie. Sorry, Freddie.
Always gets me with that.
Yeah, I actually grew up with Freddie. So we met in what, 7th grade?
Yeah, 7th grade.
Yeah, I lent you a pencil, and now we're business partners, so there's that. And then John, I actually met years later. So I had an internship at a photography, videography internship. Was that what it is? Yeah, Spot 127?
A digital youth media after school program thing.
Yeah, so going there, and John was actually my instructor. So that was kind of an interesting thing. He was the guy teaching me and telling me to do my work. So so kind of met them just in the past 10 years and realized that they fit the exact needs that we could all fill. And here we are.
So, we're exploring again what it's like to be an entrepreneur, and really this team. What I saw of you individually is somebody that again was just working on their own, kind of had their own spot, and you actually moved down to an office space, started sharing it with these guys, and you put this team together with this common goal. And from what I've seen, do you want to describe a little bit, because you did website development before, and it kind of evolved into this bigger thing. Do you want to talk about what intangible media is?
Yeah. So intangible media, we just call it intangible solutions for the modern business. And really what that means is we provide digital services, digital media, to represent your company. So whether that's you're a brand new company, you need a logo, you want to redesign your business cards, you need a new website, and everything that falls under that, maybe you want your t-shirts designed, we do all of that in-house over here, right in Phoenix, but can service just about anyone in the world. So the idea is that anything that you could possibly need online to represent you is really what we wanted to get our hands in.
So what about these guys? What do they do? They just sit
These
there?
guys, they sit there and they admire the computers.
They stare at you.
Stare at him.
Yeah.
Eat all the snacks in the office.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's really true. No, John. I mean, I kind of met you at the video internship, but you can kind of go into what you do. How are you helping Intangible Media, John?
Well,
we're cross interview.
Yeah, cross interview. Let's see it, John. What's your role, John?
Well, getting back to like where I met Steven at, I was actually a student at the same digital media school program thing 2 years before I met Steven, and then they hired me on as a production assistant. That's where he met me. So I've kind of taken those skills over into this digital media and videos, promotional videos, all this fun stuff, the photography, headshots, all these things that our company kind of helps provide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then
Freddie stays quiet back there.
Yeah. Come on, Freddie.
Aren't you customer service?
Yeah. You're the guy. You're supposed to be talking. What do you mean, Freddie? Come on, let's hear it.
I don't want to steal his thunder either. So we went to school together. Me and Steven. After that, we kind of actually separated for a little bit because we did go to different schools after that. But in my own spare time, I actually built my own little business where I would take care of the customers, and I provided the service for lawn care, maintenance, all that kind of stuff. Some basic stuff while I was barely out of school. And then I was just doing it on my own. And then I get a call from Steven, and then he was just trying to meet up, trying to do a couple things. And then this idea was brought to me, So he would say, you know what, you're really good with people. And something I would really not want to do is you have to spend all this time talking with them and just actually focus on what I want to do.
You actually have to talk to people?
Yeah, so but that's a good thing. I actually like communicating. I really like talking to people. I can do it for hours. I can do it without getting paid, but I'd rather charge, But definitely that's what I take care of, customer relations between, I'm like the middleman between who's doing the work, who needs the work, and then what's going on, what needs to be happening, what should be happening, all that stuff.
Yeah, well, John or me is explaining some kind of crazy high-level idea, ins and outs of the website or ins and outs of the video. Freddie is there to basically take it down to its simplest form and just explain it to whoever is really needing that service at the best possible way. Or else we're going to just make it sound so complicated, he just simplifies it.
It scares them away a little sometimes.
Yeah. Freddie's better with the words.
They're like, what did you say?
No, that's awesome. And so, like I said, you guys came together and put this team together. And, one of the questions that I want to talk about, because we're going to get into our first break in just a minute, is kind of the formulation of a team. When I created my real estate team a couple years ago, one of the frustrations that I think I had and they had was the lead generation part of that. As an agent coming in new into a business, you kind of want to start working, working. And when you come into an entrepreneurship role, there isn't really work. You kind of have to create it, and you have to manifest it, and you have to go out there and reach out to people that hasn't heard of you before. They don't know any idea who Intangible Media is, and then try to sell yourself and hey, we're a company and this is what we're doing, and not having a whole lot of portfolio work, you know what I mean? And that's been the toughest part for me, is really establishing that, hey, I had a team, and I when I was talking to my team, because I have my own personal production, was for them to leverage off my successes and where, what I had built, and so they can leverage off that, so they can go sell themselves, because there's so much of it that they need to build and understand too from that standpoint. But we'll get into the team aspect in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and take our first commercial break. So you might recognize this guy, right? He's somebody that is well known around here. We're cutie. So hang in there, and we'll be right back.
I'm a perfectionist that understands that there's no such thing as perfection. I was, as an entrepreneur, sitting alone in an office. I was the owner or the managing partner, but who do I talk to? How do I find out that other people are really in the same boat? Let me create what I wanted, because that's what others are apparently going to want to. When you're doing business, it has to have a purpose. One of those purposes has to be fulfillment. How is what I'm doing affecting people? Here we are, a networking group where everybody wants to get together. It's why we network. We want to learn more. We want to make connections. Hi, my name's Dan Kite, and I'm the CEO of Workuity. And this is our CEO Network.
That was Mr. Dan Kite from Workuity. He is pretty much the purveyor of who we are here at Workuity. He, I don't know what he does other than own this place. But there's a very unique thing that happens when you're here in this environment, and that's coming across people. And I was able to come across these guys here. That's them, John, Freddie.
Hey.
And then we have Steven. I don't know where Ringo is. I mean, the fourth Beatle. He's not here, right? You don't know. No, you guys aren't Beatle people, huh?
No.
I understand.
I was very confused.
Man, that is a complete fail. If you don't know Beatles, hold on. Where's my thing? Hold on. Look at this. Oh, maybe I wasn't quick enough. Look at that. There we go. Okay, fine. That was a screw up. That was my screw up. So the one thing about unedited that I appreciate and that I like really is being able to be raw as far as like information and sharing. You know, the platform that I like is that we're able to have these discussions about just shit that we go through, honestly, as business owners and entrepreneurs. And, you know, before the break, we got into the team aspect of what we're doing. And sometimes it's frustrating and exciting at the same time. Like you're sitting next to each other, you're building this, you're like cheering each other on, cheering each other. But then after about, a couple of days, you're like, fuck, that dude's fucking annoying. Man. Jesus. Do you really have to eat the Cheetos that loud? It's like, but then you're quiet and you're like, so there are times where it's almost like a sibling relationship.
Right.
You love each other, but at the same time, you just annoy the shit out of each other sometimes. And you just like when I say something. I'm building a team is a very unique aspect, I think, in the entrepreneurship role. How has that been so far? I mean, it's only been like, what, a couple months now that you guys have been doing?
Right, something like that. I mean, it's been unique. If I just give my perspective, then no, it's interesting because we all have our different tickers, and that's why I think it's good that we've known each other for at least a few years at the bare minimum. We kind of have an idea of who we are personally, but like you said, until you're working together every single day, you don't know like everyone's ticks. So I'd say it's going fairly well for the most part right now. Yeah, I think Freddie eats the Cheetos too loud. I think
the reason I brought that up is because I went over there and you guys are all laughing and somebody was like, doesn't that get to you?
We got the headphones.
So we need to hear it from you guys. The honest truth.
Well, I think that's part of the reason we're fortunate is because we were all friends before. Like we known each other for a long time. We've hung out outside of work. Like we're close. I think back to that Flagstaff trip where we kind of got all this stuff, the idea of intangible media together, and we were just up there snowboarding, hanging out, having a good time at an Airbnb. So.
That was my first time.
Yeah.
I felt so many times, but I'm glad I went. So I'm glad.
But yeah, that's basically, I feel like, the reason why we're fortunate.
Yeah, definitely. Especially something like that. When we got closer, because of the time that we haven't seen each other, but then we spent like kind of tiny little time lapses between like meeting each other. So that kind of like kept the timeline together. So I wouldn't say that it was so much time apart. But definitely, we do have like an idea of like what sets someone off, and then what someone likes, what someone doesn't, what to say, what not to say, where to go, where not to go.
So pretend Steve is not here and act like he's not listening to you whatsoever.
Yeah, not at all.
What's the most annoying thing Steve does in the office?
Right, John. So
he's not sitting next to you.
It's just you and me, John. So we can speak clearly our minds. One thing I do want to say, Steve does love steak.
Oh my God.
He's a steak
Does it smell like steak in there?
No, it doesn't smell like steak. But definitely, if we're going to go out to eat, he's like, steak. Let's go get some steak. And we're like, we ate that 3 times this week.
Also, his obsession with Cheesecake Factory. I'm surprised. I'm astonished.
I did see the Dairy Queen thing yesterday, so I don't know if that's any indication of what's going on.
They have a limited palate. That's all I'm gonna say.
They don't branch out.
They don't branch out.
So the real big question that I have, the most important question I think anybody's been waiting for, this whole time is, if somebody has to let one go, and they're working on something.
Oh, they best leave the office.
Hop out to the hallway.
It's like, has anybody sat down, just kind of squeaked one out real quick? And
everyone's still with the company, so
that's actually why Josh couldn't be here tonight.
No, so but all seriousness, like I said, when it comes to a team aspect, it's a bit of a challenge trying to bring everybody together, because you have between the 4 of you, because there's 3 out of 4 here. Between the 4 of you, I mean, you have different aspirations, you have different thoughts, and then is this might be a little bit too personal? Is it evenly divided as far as company and attributions, or is there one kind of more than the other? Because if somebody, for instance, if somebody has an idea, does that idea weigh heavier versus the other people, or is it all kind of equal, or have you not come across that yet?
I mean, there's definitely. I mean, there's certain things that we've made decisions on. When it comes to everything, me, Freddie, and John, we're the owners of it. Joshua works with us, and he's super good at what he does. So everyone's welcome to bring ideas to the table. Yeah. We're not shutting anything down. I mean, if it's backed up and if it's credible, obviously, we're going to go with that idea. We're not going to try to, get our emotions in the way or do our best not to. So, I mean, anyone's welcome to have an idea, but if he gets shot down, he gets shot down. No, we're welcome to hear new things. We're all super different too. That's the funny part. We're all completely different in our personalities.
I think that's the best part, is we each bring a different perspective. Yep. So when all those perspectives line up, we have a full picture, a full idea of what the solution to whatever that problem may be.
And that's probably a marriage in a way. It's like when you first meet a girl, it's all exciting, all new, right? Everybody's agreeable to things, and then when shit hits the fan, it's like, okay, so how do I handle this? She's complaining way too much. Oh man, she wants me to be home at what time? A meeting. I got to be at that stupid meeting. What time? And then
he wants to go to Cheesecake Factory again.
Oh my God, cheesecake again. It gets really gassy after the stupid cheesecake. But stuff like that. I mean, it's really, I think it probably is a developing thing, like a marriage, and it really refines itself over time.
Right.
But it's after the whole honeymoon period, right? Everything's fun.
Yeah.
That's when you start okay, so those nuances and annoyances start kind of culminating. But if you get past that, I mean, there's so many amazing things that can happen. But I think there's a lot of people out there, not between you guys, but a lot of people out there that face that and just get scared by that and then just say, hey, break it. Well, I've been across some of those before.
I think definitely something that we did to strongly overcome that, because I know we had little tiny moments where okay, maybe this goes like this and this goes like that. But definitely because we put it out there in the beginning. Yeah. Everyone was like, okay, you know your role. Now we know this role. And then you do this. So whatever you do this should consequently go with one another. And then if something, does get in the way, then everyone already knows what's supposed to go, who's supposed to react, and what's supposed to do. What's supposed to happen.
Having clear lines of...
Just making things evidently clear. What is your expectations? We're not going to... Just tell us what you can do by what time. And that's all we can expect. If things come up, that's cool. But as long as we clearly know what we're capable of and achieve that, there's not going to be an issue. And so far, we haven't really faced that. So maybe one day, but we're hoping never, right?
Yeah. So Kelsey can't believe that you don't know who Ringo is. By the way, she's how do you not know what Beatles are? It's Steve.
Bugs.
And then Claire says hi. So, but back to the task at hand. Coming to our next commercial break, because that's how quick this stuff works. If you guys want to leave comments or questions, we love the loves out here. Over here at RCO Radio, we're making things and changing things a little bit. We're hoping that we're bringing the information to you and across to you, different entrepreneurs, different businesses, different things. So really this last segment will be designed around you guys. So if you guys have comments or questions, go ahead and, like I said, type those in, and we'll get back to you guys right after this commercial break.
We are a community.
We are a community.
We are a community.
A community of entrepreneurs and owners.
A community of entrepreneurs and owners.
A community of entrepreneurs and owners. We face many challenges.
But we lead with our hearts.
And we push forward.
Push forward.
We push
forward.
forward.
To overcome any obstacle.
And we have found a place
That we can share ideas to support one another.
And help each other.
When it matters most.
Come join us.
Join us.
Come join us because this is our
This is our CEO network.
I can't do it. I can't smile at the end.
Yeah, that was Annabelle Gomez. Oh, hey, let me take that off. So that's what happens over here. We kind of take things as they come, and we meet entrepreneurs and people in the business and people out in the industry, getting to know them a little bit better. This is the part I like the most, this segment of the show, because it's just, again, getting to know people. And what the whole CEO network is designed around is really having a moment with people and having that real personal connection and just as people. I mean, the business end of it has always been kind of the thing that gets people through the door, but really the idea is that we really connect with people. And through my journeys and through my experiences, the things that I've learned and shared, I'm very humbled, and I want to be able to share those experiences. If I can hope and help somebody in their journey, in turn, they may help me, or maybe I was just there to help them on that path. So we're back here, RCO Network, Radio, with our very special guest, Ringo. We got Ringo didn't make it, but we do have this guy, Steve Peralta.
Hello.
And then his two partners. We've got Freddie and John. No Ringo today. Yeah, Ringo couldn't make it, but we do have Joshua. Joshua's not here right now, right? He's what is Joshua's role?
He is our graphic designer, our in-house graphic designer. So he takes care of all the logos, all the mock-ups, any T-shirt designs that you may have, things of that sort. So anything that you need designed, it's all him.
Oh, awesome. And then Freddie, what's your role? Just so.
Everything has to do with communication, customer service, marketing, and then our platforms on social media, and talking with everybody that Steven does not want to talk to.
I noticed you guys have a Facebook page. Let me put that up real quick.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and go back here. Look at that, intangible.
And that's Joshua.
That's
right
Josh
there.
right there.
Yeah, there's Josh. There he is.
There's Ringo.
Good looking guy.
We're going to name him Ringo from now on.
That's his new nickname.
He wasn't here. And then he's the drummer that nobody talks about. There's that guy. Look at that guy, John.
Oh,
That's a pretty smile, John.
Steve.
Big Steve P. And then, we lost Freddie. Where did Freddie go?
Oh, that last
The
one.
guy that's in charge of social media.
Yeah. Yeah.
He didn't even put his own picture up there.
Because the picture didn't really come out that well,
What do you mean, Freddie?
I have pictures of you, dude. I got.
Yeah, we're gonna pull him up.
I can load them up.
I have a terrible one of Freddie. Let's pull it up.
Oh boy. So anyway, you can contact them here on Facebook, on Tangible Media, connect with them, and learn about web development, videography, photography, and graphic design. Because I do it all. Let's see. And then your website. Let's go. We're going straight to the website here. So tell me a little bit about the website and what people could expect when they get on there.
Yeah, so, when the second you hop on, feel free to have a conversation with us. If you look at the bottom right-hand corner of
Let's
the site.
discuss your project.
Boom, let's discuss it. Anything that you may have, any questions that you have, maybe you've worked with other people, we'll respond within a couple minutes. So that links us right to our phone. So you're going to be talking to Freddie, myself, or Joshua, or Ringo. So, yeah, any questions that you have. But really, you're going to see the basic information about what we do. And then we have a video that describes exactly what you just read above.
I think we can play that actually. This is a test somewhere. Where's that video?
It's right there.
I was right there.
Yep. Yeah,
Did
yeah.
I screw up? Here it comes. Let's see if I can play it. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. There he is. That's right. Oh, hey.
Hey, the modern way.
Let me get that off of there. So, going back to again, the greater purpose. Have you guys explored what that is and why you're doing what you're doing? Has that ever crossed your mind? Like, hey, I'm into this because of this reason, and this is what I want to do with this.
Yeah. I mean, I can probably speak for myself, but I'm sure we've all come together and talked about it before.
Yeah.
For me, I worked for someone who used to build websites, and he built one for his friend.
Yeah.
And it just blew up. And most people are familiar with it if they live in Arizona. The website's called state48.com. It's the clothing brand. But I thought it was so interesting when he was describing it to me because it was just his friend. But with the power that he had to just build a simple website, he helped his friend really send his children to private school, hire other people that do what they love. So I thought it was kind of mind-boggling, the fact that we can come in, and even if we're just doing a logo, a business card, a website, like it can really change somebody for life. So that's kind of an interesting thing. And we love building stuff. So the fact that what we love to do can actually help someone do what they love to do too, I was blown away by that part, at least.
That's awesome. And then you guys, because you guys have like specialties, right? I mean, and the overarching thing is to help people, help businesses. But is there an individual effort that you guys have?
Yeah, I mean, I'll speak for myself, but I love my thing is photography, videography, right? And that's my passion.
That's why we get along so well.
I know, right? Talking shop before the show.
He's asking me what cameras I got over here, and I'm like, well, I got the USR. Then he's got, well, shit, I got the, whatever.
I mean, I love all that stuff, video, and I love gear. You know, I'm just a gearhead like that too. So, being able to work around all this stuff every day is literally my dream, and it's being part of intangible media, being able to actually do it. You know, I've tried doing this stuff by myself. Yeah. And you know, it wasn't very fun, but being around all the guys and having a good time, and plus, right, being involved in my passion, it's been a dream so far. So I've really enjoyed it.
What about Freddie?
Definitely one of my things is, as you can tell, I'm not the one that's talking the most, but that's actually something that I really, really...
You're the quiet one, I think.
Yeah, yes, of course.
Silent and deadly.
It can speak otherwise when we're in the office. But definitely something that's kind of like my vision was primarily because I was brought in because of what I like to do, which is communicate, primarily talk. Steven? But yeah, definitely I've been told a couple times that if I sit down with you, you can probably think that I've known you for about 5 years and I've barely met you for about 5 minutes. So I think that's very interesting. I never really realized it until I do it, but I mean, that's how I get along, and that's kind of like what I like to do. Primarily, literally just, communicate, just speak, just, keep talking, build a relationship. And because I like doing it, I really don't feel like it's work.
Is it sometimes easier behind like the telephone or behind a website? I mean, the thing with CEO, our focus, we're very in line with what we're trying to do. We're trying to connect people. You guys are doing it more primarily kind of like on a backside. We had to take a back end regarding, the COVID thing and then some of this, whatever the craziness is. Our large aspect was to connect people in person. You guys are trying to connect people digitally from what I'm assessing, right?
Yeah.
And so do you think we're kind of missing some of that, as we get into more of a web-based, as we get more into a Zoom kind of world, do you think we're missing that genuine human connection a little bit?
I can definitely say, on my perspective, yes. Yeah, there's nothing like really hearing someone and like seeing, the reactions in person. Because there's something that a screen through Zoom can't tell you, specifically because you can put your own, background. So you can put like something totally different, but you can't really change that in real life. In real life, it's authentic, and there's no way you can change it unless, you can make magic, but we all know that's not true. So,
yeah, because if somebody's farts in here, I mean, you can definitely smell it. We're not going anywhere in here.
Yeah, and I think that's interesting because as much as we're a digital company and that we're, like you said, behind the camera, behind the website, we very much love seeing people in person, and we're working with them. That's why we're not afraid to put our pictures out. We're not the people behind the website. Like, yeah, see our pictures, meet us, talk to us, have a Zoom with us. We've gone out to lunch and stuff with our clients. Like that, we love actually meeting people. So if they're ever comfortable doing it, we love to do it too. So that's really the interesting part. Although we're digital, we love seeing people in person.
Yeah, this post Zoom era is going to definitely change things. I think the way we do business, and we recognize that too. Because I will tell you, like the day that Gabby came to me and said, "Hey, you know what? We can't do in-person networking anymore. We should do podcasting." And I'm like, "Fuck, I don't want to do that." Oh shit! And then we had our first interview, and I kind of got into it.
Yeah.
Right. And back then I had just my computer and just an interface, and then it just kind of kept going and going, and I just got into it, and there's two aspects I think to my belief. There's the things that are very tangible, physical, like, hey, I'm here to do a job, I'm here to make money.
Right.
And then there's the spiritual part of that where it's like you are called to do something, and you are called to this higher authority, and you don't know what it is. You can't really put a name to it, because Violet gives me shit all the time. She's like, well, why do you keep doing that? You're not, making a lot of money. And quite honestly, I don't make really any money doing this. But I do it out of the spirit of like trying to learn and the journey that's been put in front of me. And I like it. Yeah. I mean, I enjoy meeting you guys. I meet, there's so many people here, and this gives a platform where we can actually have these dialogues. Of course, like Francisco. Hey, Francisco. He's watching us make a fool out of ourselves, but it's kind of fun and it's exciting, and we get to know each other. We can have a moment. And so much of this business that has been for me is creating moments with people.
Right.
And those are those moments that carry on forever. And so I don't know if that's kind of similar to what you guys are looking for or hoping for in your business. What is there a spiritual component to what you guys are doing?
I mean, the day we met, I told him about going back to one of my old mentors. He had this idea that, and I hope I don't mess this up, but it was called the infinite game theory. Yeah, watch me mess this up. Let me spell it out. No, the infinite game theory. Treat every relationship like it should never end. So, if you're gonna do a bad job, that's gonna be an ending relationship rather quick. But if you're doing a good job and you're doing it because you want to help with the person, and you're gonna find ways that they weren't even expecting you to go out and about to do it, then that relationship's going to last as long as possible. So that's really our mentality, build relationships. I mean, that's why we have an office. Yeah. Technically, we can do all of this work remotely, but we don't want to do that. We want to actually meet people. I mean, we wouldn't have met you. We wouldn't have met anybody else here, which is really all the fun in it. That's what makes it such a good time.
And everybody wants to see you eat steak, apparently.
Oh, I'll tell you what, buy me an A5 Wagyu ribeye and...
Oh shit! That's your way to your heart, huh?
That's how we bribe him.
Expensive date.
And so, is there anything for you guys that again that's significant, that is just a calling to do this kind of work?
Definitely for me, I know, like you said, it's kind of like sort of like a calling. For me, it's kind of like a gut feeling, honestly, because you don't really think about it, you don't think it through, you just know it, and then you just work into it because you like it. Specifically, like you said, not even if you don't make. Someone tells you, well, you're not making that much money. Well, it doesn't really matter to me. Like, the money is not, like, the biggest factor to me right now, because the feeling that I'm getting actually surpasses that. It's just a bigger value to us. To me specifically. Yeah. I don't know about John.
I mean, kind of building on that, like, it's way more valuable to me spending my time with these guys, having a good time, working with stuff I love. I wouldn't trade that for the world.
Yeah, and I will say, like, do we get a hug? Do we get a hug out of that? I'm just kidding. We're not doing that here. I mean, so the money I do make has nothing to do with what you guys see here, and it's amazing to me the more that you extend yourself. And I guess this is advice, maybe. I don't know. I'm older. Who knows? It's a Yoda moment, right? I'm having my Yoda moment. So it's just a point of reflection. The more I gave to people, and you have to really protect your own feelings and your own self too, because people will take more than they really should, But if you come to it in the mindset of like constant giving and constant building of yourself, not so much somebody else, and you help them along the way. Because, if you're at a level 8, you're going to be able to help people at lesser levels, whatever you want to account for, whatever level you're at. But, we're all here for a purpose. We're all here for a reason. And the more and more I let go of, this environment of like needing money and needing to accomplish and to feel accomplished externally, and the focus became more internal, I started to evolve, to the point where I'm doing these podcasts, not thinking about it. I get to meet you guys. I get to have these conversations. It's crazy, and on the tail end of that, whether it's God or the universe, whatever, has brought me, enough money to take care of my family, enough money to take care of all this. Because this is a lot of expensive shit, I will tell you that. Yeah. Those mics, do not tell Violet how much those mics are. I'm watching you. But I mean, is there anything that's a calling to you, or that you want to finish up? Because we're at the tail end of our show here.
Oh. What do you think, John? Let's hear it.
I mean, just building on what you were saying, Robert, like the whole connections. I think that's like the most important part. Me and Freddie have gone and met with clients. Me and Stephen have gone and met with clients, and that's my favorite part, is talking to the client, get an idea, and really at a certain point they're not a client anymore, they're our friend, right?
Yeah.
And getting an idea of what the values of the company, what they want to, how they want to portray themselves, how they want to show off what they do, or why they're, you know, whatever it is. But I think that's the most important part to us, and that's the part I enjoy the most.
Taking their idea and literally giving it to them is probably the best.
Oh, that's so
the
satisfying.
best feeling we could get.
So
Especially
satisfying.
because of the way they react. I know we just delivered a promo video for a business that was actually a friend of mine, and the moment he saw the video, it was like, you know, lights out. You know, his face changed completely. He smiled, and it's just a good feeling. It's not even the fact that, you know, he paid for it. It's the fact that he loved it. That's the feeling that we get, and it's like not something that you think through and you're like, maybe he's gonna do this. No, it's a reaction, and it feels really good when you feel it, honestly.
Yeah. What about you, Steve?
I mean, Freddie hit it right on the head. Yeah, he said it perfect. That's why he's the one that
Sometimes
talks.
we do that all the time. Sometimes I say something, he's like, yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah, but I
He's
mean,
taking credit.
I'm psychic.
No, but I mean, just what Freddie said. Like when we hopped on, fortunately we couldn't meet with the person in person, so we hopped on a Zoom, and I mean, we knew what they wanted. We felt we delivered on what they wanted, but you don't ever really know what extent you do it until you show them. Yeah. And just knowing that this person who's normally pretty serious and doesn't really smile much, and second he saw our video just like absolutely lit up, was just the greatest feeling ever. I mean, I didn't work on the video. John did the video.
That was the most nerve-wracking couple minutes of my life. I'm like, I hope he loves this because I've spent hours.
And I was just joining for the sake of joining, to meet him and to, I mean, develop a friendship, really. And just to see that reaction was like, we're doing something right. Yeah. And so it's just, you can't trade that.
Yeah, and the point of reflection that I wanted to kind of point across, you know, to what John was saying about friends, you know, it's real hard to call a client. Yeah. Because after you get to know them, after you get to hear their story, after you get to spend time with their kids and their family, it's like, not really a client. Client's over there.
Yeah.
And this is more of a friend to me. It's so weird. So I'm glad you guys could make it down today and talk a little bit. I've always wanted, again, to talk more about people's experiences and kind of what they're going through, way more than about the business part.
Yeah.
But what we've revealed is really three just true people starting a business. How old is Intangible Media at this point?
We're going into our second month, just us coming together.
Yeah, so I mean, it's still a new company, but with a lot of ambition and a lot of heart. So if you guys need any social media, or maybe not social media, if you guys need videography, photography work, you know, we do it too, but we're here to share the space. You know, we've talked about collaborating on a few projects already and just different things that have come across. And that's what it's all about. It's not about competition. You know, it's about learning and on that journey that we're heading towards. So as I put your contact information, fellas, do you guys have any last words that you want to talk about?
Keep coding, keep developing, and let's make intangible content.
And keep talking.
No, I just want to thank you for having us on. It was great.
Definitely, Robert.
Yeah, thank you.
Experience. It's fun.
It was fun.
He was all nervous. Steve was all nervous when he first got here.
Sweating
I
over
was,
here.
He was like, "Come on, guys,
shaking
let's
it
get this
out. I had to eat a steak.
Well, you never would have known, though.
Good.
You never would have known. You were in your element the whole time.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did really good.
Oh, are we still recording?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You have to hear the outro video. Everybody's watching you right now. Brenda's watching you. She just gave a thumbs up. But these are the guys here at the Intangible Media. We got John, Steven, and Freddie. I'm going to go ahead and put our information. So this is Robert Morales from RCO Network. We do the exact same thing these guys do. But again, like I said, it's not a competition. It's about, you know, working and collaborating together. So that's pretty much the end of the thing.
Everything that they do plus websites.
So I'm let me see if I can do this. There. So yeah, that's what it is. As we're heading out here, this is Robert from RCO Network. Good people, better business, discovering the best of you. If you guys want to be part of the show in the future, go ahead and put a comment or question that you want to be and explore doing the show. Do you guys like the show today?
Hey, that was awesome.
Good,
Thank you.
So
something
Round of
interesting.
applause.
so if you're an entrepreneur out there, have a small business, contact us, and then we'll get you going on a podcast maybe in the future. So until then, folks, see ya.